Hello and good day to all of you. This vlog aims to continue describing what is going on in the world. If it is interesting to you, you may push the thumb up and subscribe. This will help the channel to grow. Information is weapon. You can help other people to be armed. So today I want to share with you what is the nature of growing prices for oil. What is the tendency? The recent months were unstable in terms of the price for oil. Do you agree with me? To have at least a basic understanding of why the prices are fluctuating, let's list what is the foundation for the prices. So, as all in the market, the super basis list is the availability of supply and demand in the market. Here we mean that in different markets, the supply or the demand can be different, as the demand in most of the countries is not something that changes overnight. You don't need twice more fuel tomorrow because you most probably will have same car, so the supply may be different. Some of you may ask, how can the supply change overnight? Do the supply companies get new environmental um, conditions overnight? No, but as they are in the global market, they see the tendencies and change the price. If they see they can earn more money for the same tank of fuel that they had yesterday. Okay, some of you may say, but are the prices on the market changing if overnight the tank fuel has not changed? The thing is that, for example, in the United States, the fuel tank may not change its filling overnight, but it might change in the other part of the world that is actually the same market as for United States, Great Britain, Australia, India. All of these global countries buy the oil more or less in the same places. It's like having a potato market. You may have a good price in the grocery store as soon as others have potatoes. If there is no oil in the grocery of India, Indians try to search in the grocery of the United States, proposing better prices. Russia is on the third place in the world among biggest suppliers. It has 11% of the worldwide oil market. The export of oil brings 42% of income to the governmental budget of Russia. The sanctions of the United States and European Union didn't work well. The oil is distributed daily by the dark side market players. So because of the price rise, Russia got 3% overall budget increase in 2023 compared to before the full-scale war years. So before the war, Russian budget was 3% less than now. Can you imagine that? Could you imagine that sanctions and all of the war will lead to better income to Russia? This means that Russians making money on growing risks in the global grocery of oil. Besides that, Ukrainians strike Russian oil and gas infrastructure daily. So we impacted 7% of the oil industry of this terrorist country. This makes the market nervous in the short term. But in the long term, this will make oil suppliers try to mitigate their risks, try to find the oil in more sustainable markets. So, what are these markets? These markets are European, Canadian, and United States. The growing price in the world will allow the market to make new investments in the new places like Canada, United States, Norway, and others. The high price makes the oil and gas industry in these countries attractive to the investors, not to Russia, but to the developed countries. And their money in the long term will bring more money back to the local economy of the developed countries. This will make the United States more sustainable in terms of oil supplies as it will be manufactured in the country. This will give a better chance to make money for people inside of the country. I hope this makes sense to you. Please let me know in the comments if I explained it clearly. And if you have any questions, I would love to ask you to ask them. I would love to answer them. Some of you may say, fine, it is clear what is happening now, but what should we expect from the markets tomorrow? And I would say this is really a tricky and interesting question. I cannot give you the exact answer, but I can give you a tips how can you understand where are we going. Because the world is so unstable now, it is hard to say if there will be new conflict anywhere in the world tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. Will we have a new attack by Iran on Israel tomorrow? Although most of the oil from Iran is procured by China, this will definitely make an impact on Pakistan, India, and others. Of course, this will make an impact on global market of oil. These countries may feel nervous and buy oil with even higher prices than before. As you see, the wars that these autocratic countries do impact directly and positively on the financial balance of their governments, but not on the people of these countries. So a growing number of conflicts will raise the price. There are just 3 possible steps to stop this. First, to start to ask countries that produce a lot of oil and can produce even more, for example, Arabian countries, to grow production of oil. Because they are in conflict now with the Western countries, again, because they are not democratic, because they are killing their journalists, just random people that their government doesn't like. I can't see any chance they can do it for the Western countries. Second option is to have a huge world market fluctuation, global instability. I do not go into the age of dirty 30s or something like that. Honestly, I do not believe this can happen. Even with those all instability things, I think people are clever enough not to go that far. And economists are really clever, and artificial intelligence helps modern people to keep it more or less stable. So I hope this will never happen. The third way is to make changes on demand in the world market. The main country that has raised prices in the recent years is China. Because of the growing demands inside of China, inside of these countries, they raise the price in the world market. So how can all of us mitigate this? It is simple. As always, be more patriotic to your own country. Buy goods that are manufactured inside of your own country, or at least not in China. Better from some other democratic or at least neutral countries. So better to buy the items from the United States, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, European Union countries, as they are all in a club of democracy, or at least from neutral countries. I have made this sentence to tell you, and I did not find by myself any neutral country. They're in democracy or autocracy. Do you agree with me? Making procurement of the things that are done in the democratic countries, you supply Ukrainian and all world freedom with the weapon. You decrease the prices for the oil and gas in the world. You make the future more predictable and stable. It will be much easier tomorrow to answer you what will be the price for the fuel if you will buy American cars, phones, clothes, food, instead of Chinese, Indian, and etc. I think it is simple when you do not buy a phone in China. China does not procure oil in Russia or Iran. And Iran does not supply weapons to Israel and Russia to Ukraine. Easy, right? I mean, with our own hands, we are growing monsters in China, Russia, Iran, India, Pakistan. Do we want to leave the monsters in the room for our children? Do we hate our children so we can keep buying the stuff from wherever it's done? For me, the answer is no. I do care, and I try to do my best to buy the things that are done in Ukraine or Europe, American cars, French shampoo, etc. That's all, my dear, for today. If you have any comments, questions, feel free to ask or subscribe to see and do not miss the future videos. To support me, PayPal is in the description to this video. Bye-bye.